Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're back with our BKFC Reddit. Ask Me Anything. We're joined by Dalvin, the hippie disciple Blair. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
What a knockout. Holy crap. I knew you were good. I had no idea you were that good.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Is that one of those things like you envisioned, like, hey, I'm going in there, I want to knock this guy out? Like, could you just tell off his energy? He had a lot of nervous energy and he was going to do something kind of silly.
Yeah, I knew at the weigh-ins, I could tell at the weigh-ins he was a little crazy and he was going to do something silly by the way he was standing with his hands all shaking and stuff. But on the way there, my cameraman was with me and I told him, I was like, man, I'm going to knock this guy out in one hit. I'm going to beat that record. So it was my goal too. So
Did you feel a sense of relief when you saw that the ref that you had was a ref that likes to wave off the fights quick? I mean, you knew you had a legit shot. Brian Miner loves to wave off a fight quick. Did you think, like, I really have a chance of setting the record for this fight?
I didn't even know he was the ref for Jason Watson until after the fight. When I walked back, they were like, "That's the same guy who got the fastest record last time." I was like, "Holy shit, that's crazy!"
Was your opponent? It seems like some of those guys that are hopped up, they can be kind of jerks at the weigh-ins and stuff. Was it all for camera? Was he nice behind the scenes, or did he have a little
Uh,
bit of that negative energy the whole way through?
he was pretty much nice. I kind of stayed. I'm very like kind of like alpha like, so I smell the opponent. I like to like feel him. So I'm more staring at him. I want them to know that I'm here.
So I believe you're a Jersey guy, correct?
Yep.
How big is it going to be when you guys can finally go to Jersey? I mean, I know you got Jimmy's from Jersey and a bunch of those other guys. Like, I can't wait for them to do a Jersey show.
It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge.
Do you consider Philly a home fight, though?
I do. I do. Definitely. Growing up here, that was always that. We don't really have any teams here, so Philly's the closest. So that's what we ride with.
Okay, so I expect to know the answer. So that was a crazy fight. Any injuries coming out of that fight?
No, no, not at all. Nothing.
Your hands fine?
My hands are fine. They're ready to go.
Okay, how did BKFC find out about you? You come through prospects. You know, you're from Jersey, maybe Philly, maybe Eddie said something. Like, how did we find out about you?
I tried out in South Carolina, and then I did pretty good there, and then I didn't get a call back, so I just kept consistently posting online my training. I'm very consistent with my training every single day. It's very strict, and then I tried out for the Philly event, and they gave me a call within like 2 3 weeks and said that they had a spot for me. They would open up a spot on the card, so I took it.
Were you at hope to get on the Knucklemania thing, or were you excited at
Yes,
the end?
that's where I wanted to get on, but I didn't get on it, so I just kept training.
Could you tell a sense, like you said, you tried out, you know, you had to try out twice. Could you tell a sense of improvement between your first tryout and your second tryout?
Definitely, definitely, yes. Every single day is an improvement. Like even if you're a professional, you still have to improve every day. So I just took it back to the gym, worked on what they said I needed to work on, and I just excelled at it.
Who do you train with? Like, what's your if people who don't know, like, oh, this guy's a bare knuckle fighter, or were you a boxer, you MMA guy? Like, what did you specialize in?
I'm a boxer. I did USA boxing, but I never really had a coach. I just trained by myself. I'm very dedicated to the sport. I watch a lot of video and I absorb everything. So I just bounce around to different gyms, spar whenever I can. I don't really spar. There's not really a lot of boxing down where I am. There's
Sure.
more MMA. So I like to use my hands. I'm not really a kicker. So striking it is. I hit the tire for an hour. I'm dedicated to striking, and that's just what I primarily focus on. So I do that by myself, really.
Had you wanted to be a professional boxer, or when you saw the bare knuckle, you said, like, I think this bare knuckle's for me?
Yeah, well, I fought for Street Beefs for a while.
Okay.
In 2020 is when I started, and I got a couple knockouts, and I always knew I was a fighter. I never really was allowed to, so I stuck to baseball, wrestling, did that, and then after I got older, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try boxing, and here we are.
So tell me this: a hippie, a nice guy; a disciple, a nice guy. I watch you snatch a man's soul in 2 seconds. Like, how are you the hippie disciple when you are literally a soul snatcher? Like, you just took that man's life force out of him.
Well, you know what? The nickname came. I used to live in Newark, New Jersey, and I had dreadlocks, and I was very nice. I would talk to everybody at the bus stations, at the bus stops, all the homeless guys I would talk to. But whenever there was an issue, I would snap like that. I'm very even in my wrestling in high school, my coaches would yell at me like, "Dude, can you just wrestle?" I'm like, "No, my job is to go out there and put that man on his back and lights out, baby." So that's just that. I'm quick to it. I snap, but I'm very nice
So you've had the hippie disciple since
for
since
a
you were much
long
younger.
time.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, what are your goals? You want to fight on the next Philly card? You want to fight, like, a lot of people want to get out of their area. Like, you talk to a lot of these Florida guys, and yeah, they get to fight a lot, but they're like, look, I fight in Florida. I would love to fight in Colorado. I'd love to fight in New Mexico, just to get outside their area. Are you content with just fighting in Philly for now, or you want to like get out there, spread the
No,
wealth?
if they want to send me somewhere, I'm willing to go. You know, I would love to fight here again and show and actually fight. You know, get some bobbing and weaving in. You know, and show the people what I practice. But if they want me to send me go somewhere else, I'm going wherever it is.
Now they kept saying 4 seconds on the show. Oh, 4 second knockout, 4 second out. Do you have an official time yet? Has anybody from BKFC reached out to you with the official time? I know you've probably done like the stopwatch thing yourself. Is there an
Yeah,
official time yet?
nobody's reached out from BKFC, but I walked after the fight, walked into the back. They were like, "Yo, you just set a record." I was like, "What?" They were like, "It was 2.3 seconds." That's what they're telling us. That's what they told my manager. That's what's online. So not officially, but I'm hoping that they do reach out and say something. Regardless of what it is, I still got the knockout and I still got the win. So it is what it is. If I'm gonna try to get it even faster, though, I'll promise you that.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be asking for Brian. Like, please, can I have Brian ref my fight? Like, he's gonna be super popular. He's gonna make a lot of money refing all those fights. He,
Whoever it is, that's my goal. My goal is to either go in there and play around and have fun and enjoy what I do, or finish them quick.
okay, so being a professional fighter, a lot of people want to be a professional fighter so they can only train on, only basically they fight for their money. You are a guy who has your own construction company, right? Or landscaping? What do you do?
Landscape company, yes, sir.
So what's that like? I mean, like you literally put your own life in. You risk your hands and stuff. Like it's a very dangerous job. How
Yeah,
how
it is.
confident were you that you were going to come through this unscathed? And like how and you and I talked before about betting on yourself. Like you struggle to find some people to sponsor you, so you just bet on yourself. And how
Hmm.
great does that feel?
Amazing, amazing. It feels so good. But I practice a lot. Like I practice on my head movement a lot. I practice fast feet, footwork. Those are primarily what I work on a lot. So I was pretty confident that I was going to go in there and not get hit, to be honest.
Now I don't know how like if you're. You know much about Travis Thompson?
Yep, I've seen him. He fought Little Mac. Little Mac's always my corner man.
Okay, yeah. No, I like Travis, but he also does construction and landscaping, and he'll tell me like, oh yeah, if I'm putting in pavements and I forgot my mallet, I'll just punch it in. Are you a guy that punches your blocks into
Yeah.
place too?
Yep. Definitely. I'll punch the plant, the root ball, the whatever's in the way. I'm punching it, kicking it, getting out the way. It looks like I'm out there fighting. I'm with my blower, just bobbing and weaving and blowing the leaves. People are like, "This guy's crazy." It's training. I train all day. Whatever I do.
Okay, I asked you, give me something that people might not know about you. You said you have 8 kids. Can you name all 8 of them?
Yep. I'll start with the oldest. Gardenia, Coral, Cali, Kanoa, Ocean, Wave, Wesley, Waverly, and am I missing one? I think that was it.
Okay, I wasn't keeping track either, but I was a lot of beautiful names, like a lot of Hawaiian.
Yep.
Is that where you guys are
I love
from?
the ocean. I've always lived near the oceans.
Okay. Or do any of your kids come to your fights? Do they want to be fighters?
Uh, they used to come to my Street Beefs fight, and then I split someone's eyebrow open, and they were screaming like crazy. So I was like, no more of that. They went to school and they were telling all the parents that I would beat their dads up, so I had to stop taking them to practice.
That's awesome. Are
Yeah, it was
you
crazy.
Is there any sense of newfound fame with this? I mean, like, it's been a couple days. You got the kids in school. Are people coming up to you like, oh, I heard about your fight, or I saw your fight? I
Yeah.
mean, it's been on everything. Like there's been highlights of that clip everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I walked into Walmart to go grab some milk, and everyone's like, "You were on TV." I'm like, "Hopefully for nothing bad." But
What is the newfound fame like? I mean, like, just people want a picture with you, or
yeah, people want a picture. I stay kind of low key. I always wear a hoodie, and I've always been like, stay away from people. I stay in the gym. So if I don't have to go out, I don't go out. But it happened in Street Beeps before. I knocked someone out, and I would be going everywhere. I would flea market, and everyone's stopping me. So I'm kind of used to it. I'm sure it's gonna get bigger. So
absolutely. Okay, so going into your next fight, you said you want to like kind of like are you somebody who wants to constantly improve? Like, it's hard to tell when you put in two guys who don't like who have no experience in bare knuckles. So you try to evenly match them as you can. Are you somebody who the next fight you go in, you want to fight somebody significantly better, or you just want to kind of keep incrementally going up the ladder?
I believe in Nate Shook. I think he's gonna give me who he thinks is ready for me. Like you said, I haven't fought professional bare knuckle before, so honestly, I've been fighting my whole life, so I'm very confident in my skills, and I believe I can take a punch, and I'm a dog. I don't care if I'm bleeding, cuts everywhere. We're gonna go to the end. Someone's going out. That's just me. It's always been me.
Tell us about your gym. Like, what do you have? Like a big gym? I know you like train a bunch of kids. You said.
Yeah, so I train at a local gym near my house. I'm a coach there, but I usually train outside. I do like I call it trench work, kind of like how Rocky Balboa trains
Sure.
outside in the woods, punching tires, flipping tires, sledgehammers. So next week we're going back into that trench work, and we'll be outside of the gym, and we'll be doing that again. So I
No,
can't
I
wait.
I believe they're going back to Philly. Like, I we can't say dates necessarily, but I believe it's this summer. So is that a card that you're looking at getting on, or are you somebody who wants like a little
Definitely.
bit of? Okay, I wasn't
No,
sure
no,
like how
I'm
much
ready
time
to
off you
go.
wanted. Yeah.
I was ready. I was ready to go again. So, and sometimes in Street Beefs we fight 2, 3 times in a row. Like we'll wait a couple minutes, wait a couple bouts, and then fight again. So
Sure.
I was ready to go again. I was happy and excited, but obviously I didn't get hit. So
I got invited to go to a Street Beefs, and it's coming up. Is it something you think I should attend? Like, I love bare knuckle. I love it, but I mean, like, is it just completely different?
oh my God, it's amazing. Every time I go, I bring someone new, and they're like, "That's the best thing I've ever seen." It's ranges from MMA to boxing to jujitsu to so you get all these combat sports, and it's scary. You're going up, and you have a 10 pound scale up or down, and you're just fighting someone random. You don't have an opponent, so fighting there is I felt was pro. 'Cause you don't know if you're getting a good guy or a bad guy.
Yeah.
You can take a buy and say they're the worst and be a black belt. It's still whoop your ass.
No, we've seen some fighters come from Street Beefs, and I think it's great that people like the internet. Like, if it wasn't for the internet and something like this, I mean, like this has helped promote. Like, you got Angel Core, he was on it. Like you said, Little Mac, he was on it. Like, I think it's great that it's able to. I love fighting, and as long as it's two guys who want to fight each other, I'm happy to watch them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess my last question for you. The last when I talk to somebody for the first time, I usually ask, when you were growing up, did you get in a lot of fights? And if you did, do you remember the very first time you punched somebody out of anger? Usually, like in elementary school, like your first fist fight in elementary school. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do actually. I was in Pleasantville, New Jersey. I was in foster care when I was a child, so I was a very rough child, and my brother was a troublemaker. I remember he was talking crap to this kid, Sean, and he was in my grade, and I had a family book that had all my pictures in it from my family before I was taken, and he stole it from me. And I immediately ran up and just punched him in the face, right in the eye. He was bleeding everywhere. The teacher grabbed me. Security guards, you can't do that. I'm like, he grabbed my stuff. He deserves it.
Right.
I ended up moving for that, but it was worth it.
Wow, that's crazy. what is it like growing up in the system? I mean, you hear lots of bad stuff, but you also hear plenty of success stories. Did you have a harder time with it, or was it something that
Oh
you were
yeah,
able to get in?
I was very bad. I had a hard time. I was very bad with authority. I didn't like being told what to do. I just didn't understand why it happened to me. But as I grew older, and my father was a corrections officer, my mom was my adoptive family. They're very strict, so they made me they made me better. But I met tons and tons of people that I know all around New Jersey, Philadelphia, Maryland, Delaware, all from the system. So I met a lot of people and had a lot of bad memories, but I turned them into positive events.
So let me ask you this: you're a dad of 8 kids. So how much did that shape your life to say, like, I absolutely do not want my children to experience this?
Oh, I'm my kids are my pride and joy. I do everything for them, and I'll protect them to the moon.
So, like, what kind of dad are you? Are you the strict dad, or are you're the fighter dad? Like, so the kids know they can't fuck up too much because you'll punch them. But like, are
Yeah,
you the fun dad? Like, what kind of dad are you?
right. They call me mom, dad. I'm the mom. I'm very nice, very sweet, but I could be strict and stern, quick.
Yeah. All right,
So
my friend. Well,
I have,
think. Go. Sorry. Go ahead.
you're good. I have both personalities.
All right. All right. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out? Any teammates? Any coaches? Anybody shout out before we call it a day?
Definitely. I want to thank Little Mac for being there by my side again, CNC management for getting me that huge opportunity. I want to thank everybody that's been by my side so far, and I'll see you at the top.
All right, man. Well, let's try to do an interview before your fight. I had a bunch of stuff going on. You had a bunch of stuff going on, but I'm glad we were able to post fight recap, catch up on it. I wish there was more to
Definitely.
talk about, but I mean, when you one punch knockout a guy, there's not a whole lot.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have more to talk about next time.
All right. Thanks so much, Dalvin. Have a great
All
night.
right.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.